Hey y'all, welcome back. I want to thank you for being here with me today. I'm finally getting part 3 of the Magic Slate boards completed here. In this video, I'm going to show you what I do to decorate some of the outsides of the Magic Slate boards. And I'm going to also walk you through how I am using them. I'm going to be putting in some pictures from Halloween and some pictures of the kids with their costumes on, and just show you how you can make these to actually add pictures in and journal as well. So I'm going to be speeding some of this up and coming back in to talk a little bit. And at other times, you can just sit back and chill and meditate while I show you this fun craft. So many things have gone on. I don't know why, but it's so busy at the kids' school right now. There's so many events and things, and I'm just not into that. I'm just a homebody. I like to go slow, like a tortoise, and so yeah, that's been keeping me from this project. But guys, I am so proud that I actually completed a series on YouTube. And please do me a favor and recommend this video to anybody who'd be inspired by it, who'd like to join in on this project. Definitely you can apply this to any other type of season or event. It would be a really cool way to share some ephemera with snail mail pals. You can put, as you'll see in the end of the video, you can put tuck spots and flips, and you can clip things. So these things are pretty versatile. But yeah, please share the video if you'd like, and please make sure to subscribe for me so that you'll be notified whenever I do post videos, because I do want to get a lot better at this. I'm going to try to do more shorter videos, so we'll see about that. Just to say something about printing photos, I printed these photos on my home printer. It's an Epson printer. Is really expensive because I wanted to dedicate a lot of my time and craft to doing prints. I've always loved printmaking and using graphics to make stuff. So, but I used Epson's photo paper, glossy. So if you ever want to print photos at home, just make sure that you use a high quality photo paper. I got some from Walmart, but it scratched up really easily. If you drag things on this photo paper, you will get marks, but the Walmart photo paper, when you'd move it, it would have this like iridescence where you would see the outlines of the actual images. It kind of looked like a photo negative, so I would stay away from the really cheap paper. So now I'm just going to see what I'm going to do. I think on this one I begin to put in some pictures of my kids, but what I do is I work on multiple magic boards because I want to allow for drying time in between, so it's really fun to just keep going back and forth and collaging and decorating. So just sit back and relax, and I hope you enjoy it. here you can see that I am using a paint marker. I bought these from Dick Blick Art Store online, and they have been really good. Well, actually, no, come to think of it, I ordered these from a craft store, from an art store in the UK, because they were the only ones available during the COVID crisis of last year. Yeah, so, but anyway, you can get them at Dick Blick, and they have Posca markers there as well that I haven't tried. But if you can invest in some paint markers, I suggest it because they are very, very versatile. I use it for adding like the last detail when you just need that cohesiveness in the final product. Just gives it more detail, looks a little artsy. Just do some simple mark making on there with them. You can paint over fabrics with them, and you can really control your line and what you're coloring. I find it easier than using a skinny paintbrush because the hairs on the paintbrush are just so like feathery, and I always want to make a solid line, but I love the look of paint, so this is a way that you can get that look. Another thing I want to say that might help you is you can see those little bins I have. On the left is general Halloween related spooky ephemera, and the little tiny bin on the right is contains scraps. So if you put it in a plate like that, once you're ready to decorate and do collage, oh, I found it so much easier than having big pieces of scrapbook paper and scraps, and then the ephemera pieces all mixed in together. So when I was done putting together my magic slates, I cleaned off my desk and then organized, so that I had everything I wanted to use in the two bins. And I also had a little cardboard box on my desktop, and every so often I would grab all the little scrappy trash pieces and put them in the trash, and that kept my space really nice and clean and organized. And I really feel like I'm able to be more creative and in the flow of things when it's not so chaotic on the workspace. However, around my workspace is a different story. So with this one, I really imagined that it would turn out a certain way, and it really took a turn, and the finishing product is way different from what I set out for this little magic slate. And sometimes, the result doesn't really match up with, what your intentions are, but sometimes it's just a, lovely surprise. Right there where I ripped that paper, I should have kept it ripped like that. Once I did that second rip, I just fell out of love with what I did. I didn't really like that collaged piece there. I just don't like straight lines, and it looks like there's a straight line on the left and the right, and it looks less organic in my opinion. So this was kind of a challenge to figure out how to decorate this little magic slate cover. Yeah, I kept putting on these plain things, on this one. But I actually got a cute idea in the end with that little girl. So I hope you stay tuned to see what I ended up doing. This marker color was not the right choice for this. And so it was just really muddling, if I can even say that. Like, the background is like great. It's so bright, love it. But then when I added those collage pieces with that really dark cranberry marker, everything became kind of muddled, like flat, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. And then I went and added the black and white photo, and it was just, it like turned into something completely different than the background. So it took me a while to figure out what to do. But I think, and that's, like I said in my previous videos, I think for those of us that haven't gone to art school but we really are, want to have artistic output and we're really creative, I think we kind of beat ourselves up because we think that, oh, this means I'm not an artist, and see, I'm an imposter, and I don't know what I'm doing. But this is a normal, from what I understand, this is a normal process in art. And it's you're intending to do one thing, but something real instead comes out of you that is originally you and belongs to you, and it's of you. It's what makes you an artist. And if you're not really happy with it, it's about problem solving at that point. Like, how do you want it to be? If you were to just, do what comes to mind on a piece of paper, and you didn't touch it, then you'd be a folk artist. So either way, you're an artist, So I just wanted to add that little tidbit. I hope it helps. And oh boy, did I mess this one up again in my mind. I added that purple against that gray background, and I just don't like doing that. I love things to contrast and stick out, but you'll see where it goes from here. With this blue one, I just couldn't figure out what to do with this one. And sometimes, it might not need more, or maybe it'll only need a couple additional things. But boy, did I rack my brain on this. And I ended up just adding a star and adding some glitter. That's it. And usually I'm a maximalist and want to add a ton of stuff. But this one, I just, couldn't figure out what else to do with it. I think my mind was happy with it. So I didn't do much. You didn't see me put that magic slate board together on video, but I actually staggered the pad to the right a little bit so that you could see more of the witch on the left side. And it looked really cool and organic and funky. So as you can see, it doesn't fit perfectly on that slate. I think what happens in my mind, and it could happen in yours too, is that you really want to put your own thing into what you're creating, right? I don't know if that made sense, but what separates us from being a crafter versus an artist? I think if you create things or make things with your hands, you're an artist. And I think with that one, you know, I liked the fabric, I liked the papers I arranged, and I liked the collage. But I just feel this insecurity that I have to keep making more. I have to add more. I have to add more to it, or it's not considered art. So maybe that's something we just need to let go of, our definition of an artist. If you go around your house and you decorate it, or you clean it, or you pick flowers, or you buy flowers, you know what? You're an artist. You're creating art, you're creating beauty, and you're making something with your hands. So finally, I have these pretty much where I want them to be. I decorated them a little bit, and I added more to my own personal magic board. So I'm just kind of going through these so you guys can see how they turned out and what the final product is. This one I went kind of all the way and added lots of tuck spots and tip ends and things like that. And I showed you that you can use a clip to close it when you've added a lot of stuff and you've put glue in it and things like that. And see what I was talking about? I just added glitter to the outside of this. That moon charm, I actually made that from recycled plastic. I got a plastic hole puncher, and I added glitter and glue and made that moon. And then used paint marker, of course. And that's the final product for this little girl. See, I think it turned out to be like me. I added more pink dots and I gave her a pumpkin costume. So I really have enjoyed this project, and I've heard from a couple people that they want to try to make some, and I just can't wait to see if you guys apply this throughout the fall or for Christmas. It would be so fun, especially for Christmas. And remember, there's no rules. Just pull some scraps together and just be creative, and don't put any pressure on yourself. These would make great gifts for this year, I think. And of course, as always, I really appreciate you guys taking the time out and being generous enough to watch along for my projects. Stay tuned, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.